Hello, hello, and welcome, my Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs of crosswatchers. Welcome to your timeless shadow reading. I am your reader, Markangela Lyons, Mal for short. I am a professional witch, a professional intuitive, and the president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998. Author of a bunch of different books. First one's called Spell Ingredients. Second one is called Words of Grace. Words of Grace does have a Kindle version available, and a link in the description box that you can click and preview it for free. I love the Kindle version. The original version, though, is a lot more going on over there because we really had to edit it down, and you can find the original version of Words of Grace over on patreon.com/drawingthecircle, my members-only subscription platform, although now we have free followers. We have a digital shop. That's where you can find the original version of Words of Grace, as well as the only place at the time of this timeless recording to find spell ingredients. Some of my subscribers get those ebooks as well as the audio and video content in the store as part of their subscription package, but the majority of my subscribers, once subscribers, get 3 benefits in common: a daily check-in when I send them an unlisted YouTube live stream link pretty much every single morning. I haven't missed a day in weeks. We chat about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications, always ending with some sort of spiritual practice to send us on our way, and that's my favorite way to start the day. They also get all the extended readings, the part 2s to the part 1s here on YouTube. All of my extended readings are timeless and relationship stuff based. They also get a significant discount when they book me for a private session, and we'll talk about that at the end of the video. If you want more info on that, you can follow us for free, putting out more and more content for the free followers, especially because I have a new kitten in my life at the time of this timeless recording, and you can follow us for free, as I said, as well as you could 7-day free trial us as a seeker or a human. All the information is in a link in the description box. I even made a video about it, so if you're interested for a deeper dive, click the link, come check it out, and come Patreon on Patreon. Because I'm the Archangel of Lions, Markangela Lyons, but you can just call me Mal. Hi, back to work. Took a week off to get the house kitten proofed, and glad I did. He's wonderful. Samuel is blending in. You might hear some meowing on the other side of the door, but that's Melky, you are now the middle child, who I am trying to give them as much love and attention as I can. That being said, let's get down to business. Let's do some explanation for the new Aries and crosswatchers, and if you've heard it all before, feel free to jump ahead. Yeah, that's that way, I believe. So we are doing 6 cards in total for this timeless shadow read. 1 card from each deck to help you do the shadow work, to help you do the spiritual alchemy, from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace. So we shift from toxicity to health, from fear to love. Our 6 decks, we're going to get 1 Caroline Mace archetype card for what's going on in your 8th chakra. That's the home of the archetypes, the soul power that shows you really the shadow work in a read like this that needs to be done and all of that. So we'll get 1 of those. We'll get 1 card for the next 4 chakras down with the Daughters of the Moon Tarot: heart, throat, third eye and crown, internal, internal, feminine energy, the world behind your eyes, however you would like to define that for yourself. The lower 3 chakras, the masculine yang, come here, the masculine yang dynamic, looking at yourself from the outside or you from the outside looking in, can be both, mirroring and all of that. Relationships in the physical world, I love the mythic tarot. Then all the chakras from 8th all the way down to the root chakra will be defined. We will get you a whisper of Lord Ganesh. These first 3 don't have book reads, the last 3 do. The Hindu elephant-headed god of success, prosperity, and remover of obstacles, and the 3 atoms between lead and gold can be seen as archetypal symbolic obstacles that can't be created or destroyed, only changed, only surrendered, healed, alchemized. I just prefer the language of spiritual alchemy. Then we will get you a Divine Animals Oracle card here, because if you're going to be doing shadow work, you might as well call upon the spirits of the animal pantheon, and we will end, as all of my readings pretty much do, with a Matt Kahn healing mantra, to give you a little mantra to work silently and or aloud as you choose at your own free will and discretion. Because as one of us does even a little bit of shadow work, because we're all one, I know it don't look that way, we all shift to a more golden, loving timeline, a true love timeline, rather than a leaded, fearful timeline. So as one of us does that, we jump and we take everyone else along with us, except those that really don't want to go into that more holistic, happy, healthy, wealthy Wi-Fi, because that's free will for you. So there's our explanation. Let's get into the divination. Both feet on the floor if you can. I just learned that if your knees are lower than your hips, you will sit straight. So I've got both feet on the floor. Focus on your breath, if you will, and I promise you, I will do everything within my power to help anyone. I'm a spiritual counselor. We'll talk about that at the end of the reading, too, if you want more info. Yeah, I guess that's about it for our explanation. The shift from explanation to divination happens in the still point for me, so follow along if you like. Let's do this. First reading of the series with a new kitten in the house. Please take a nice deep breath. And I can make these fun, usually. Still point. Pantheonic override. A place for everything. And everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. Beloved Pantheons of the Divine One card in clarity for the Aries Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their cross-watchers. What's the archetype? The shadow work indicated, giving them a clue, a tip, a hint of what's going on in the 8th chakra, sending down the codes to all the other ones, to alchemize their shadow to light, their lead to gold, their pain to peace. So they shift from toxicity to health, from fear to love, and illusion to truth for this timeless shadow read. Ooh, the Samaritain, a divine family archetype, like the Good Samaritan. A Samaritan is someone from Samara. Believe it or not, written on the card is the shadow attribute and the light attribute. I call this lead and this gold, 3 atoms that need to be released in between. So let's start with the shadow. Exacting appreciation and recognition for the help that you offer. That's not unconditional, right? And you don't do with everybody, right? But it's definitely a tricky archetype that way. It's like someone who anonymously donates money to a cause and then wants a plaque out of the deal. And I mean the kind on a wall, not the kind on your teeth. The light attribute, the gold you're shooting for here, refines your capacity to help those you would prefer to ignore. And I will tell you, as a spiritual counselor, I was a minister for decades, right? I sat deathbed. I heard a lot of confessions in my time, blessed babies and did weddings too. I'm retired though. So of course, when people come across your laptop and you would be like, oh, I don't want to deal with them. Sometimes that's a boundary thing where I don't want to deal with that right now. I'm not up for it. But this is, you would prefer to ignore them. And we've all got those people in our lives. So I'm going to put that over there. And we're going to look at the next 4 chakras down, the internal with the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. Please take a nice deep breath. Goddesses override. A place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. My beloved goddesses, what do you got for the Aries and the Crosswatchers Heart, third eye crown for this shadow read? The 7 of Blades, the 7 of Swords, but definitely a different vibe here than what we see in traditional Rider-Waite Tarot. Here we have a woman ice fishing with her puppers. It looks like a husky, I'm guessing, I don't know. I do cats. We have dogs in my family, but don't ask me to identify breeds. I have 3 male black cats. Little bitty teeny tiny one, so cute. So, this is the word written on the card here, if you want to do keywords, is meditation, right? Finding the stillness and the silence in the present moment. Because the truth of the matter is that there is no past or future. They must be imagined. So the only reality we have is here and now, where we have the free will. Now, I will say, if we're going to give this a chakra thing, I would definitely say throat and third eye, they're air element anyway, right? But it's about your free will to speak or not speak, to find stillness or not, so that all those thoughts, you know, the monkey mind, as it's called, I think it's in Buddhism, the monkey mind, maybe it's Zen, I forget. You know, it is the mind. We begin to realize that we are not the mind, right? That these thoughts are not our thoughts, that thoughts are things, like cell phone signals in the air, right? So what does it take to find stillness? Now, people take issue with the word meditation. It really means contemplation if you look at the original Latin, right? So it's to think, but now people are like, oh, I can't stop thinking when I meditate. Well, Eckhart Tolle, Power of Now, Be the Silent Witness, and that will help you with this, certainly, because you will be able to see things from a higher point of view, eventually, that we're all one, and yeah, there might be some mirroring. I know for myself, when there's something I really want to ignore, person, place, or thing, there's usually something in myself that I want to ignore as well. It's all one, right? Lower three chakras, relationships in the physical world. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. My God's override. A place for everything and everything in its place. But all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. My beloved gods, one card in clarity, lower three chakras for the Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their cross watchers, to alchemize the Samaritain with meditation in this read. Ooh, the moon. Okay. Major Arcana, when I do a chakra read with only one card, usually it encompasses all the chakras in that zone. So we're looking at your survival, intuition, root, sacrum, and solar plexus. This is Hecate, the crone of the crossroads, the goddess of witches. And the moon card is, you know, very intuitive. Lower three chakras. Pay attention to all of them, because that will help you certainly go from the mind into the body, where you get feelings. To me, emotions are upper chakras, right? Give or take. So for the alchemy here, it can also be that there are things that are being hidden to the mind, but that the soul may be aware of. So if you're feeling a little confused, a little foggy, like things are being hidden from you, then certainly this is a very emotional card. It's considered the Cancerian card. Cancerians are ruled by the planet of the moon, but here we have Hecate with Cerebrus, good puppy, good puppy, good puppy, and her three faces at the crossroads, except it's not like an intersection, it's a three-lane, three-road crossroad there. So, yeah, this makes sense. So particularly if you're frustrated about not getting the information or the truth about a situation, we can certainly be seeing through a glass darkly. So to clear that up, to let go and release, we're looking at a mental, emotional thing here, but the lower three chakras will tell you what's going on right in front of you in any given moment. But learning that language takes stillness to really understand what the chakras are trying to communicate. All right, chakras are on the table. Let's remove some obstacles with Lord Ganesh, who I love dearly. Please take feet on the floor. Please take a nice deep breath. Really does help with the lower back. Still point. Ganesh override. Place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. Beloved Lord Ganesh, what is your guiding grace, loving, wise, powerful oracle messages to help the Aries and the cross-watchers alchemize the Samaritain with meditation, dealing with the moon in this timeless read? positive outlook, right? So look, who has a positive outlook 24/7, 365? No one does, right? Oh, they're faking it, or they're using spirituality to emotionally bypass what it is they're dealing with, abandoning themselves through spiritual practice. I'm going to read you this one. These last three have little bookie books because these authors can remember this stuff. I can't. So, how you feel depends on your mental attitude. There we go. The many faces of Ganesha. All right. Got many faces there. Oh, and very much like the Hecate card of the moon. I know you probably can't see that, but, you know, Google the decks. You'll see what I mean. The many faces of Ganesha reflect how you feel about different aspects of your life: spirituality, health, finances, relationship, and emotional well-being. It is important to remember that circumstances are not good or bad, but always neutral. It's very Course in Miracles. Everything in this world is neutral, but you got to ask, what is it for? Yeah. It is how you approach the situation that will determine your outcome. If you choose to see something as depressing, it will be. If you choose to see it as encouraging, it will be. So, you know, what are you trying to ignore here, right? That there's a movement of power there, and again, all your free will. Your mind determines how your day will go. Your state of mind has influence over your body, your relationships, your emotional well-being, and how you view your finances. Every day you are so careful when considering what you will eat during that day. You have an opportunity to be just as discerning when it comes to how you think. Okay, let's stick a pin in this. When it comes to ignoring people, like, I know where we are on planet Earth. Sometimes you just don't want to get into conversations about certain aspects of what's going on the planet, in your family, in your personal life, whatever. So I don't know that this is a boundary issue. It could be saying, no, I just don't want to, that's nobody else's business but my own. Aries usually want to put out there what they think and what they believe, which is a wonderful thing. They are leaders, right? The first sign of the zodiac. So they can really put that out there. But it could be, you know, check your boundaries, what you will, what you won't, what you do, what you don't, and your lower three chakras will help you do that. You can conquer your moods, no matter how bad a mood may you seem to be in. Make up your mind that you're not going to be controlled by your moods anymore. If you do find yourself in a low disposition, take a moment to acknowledge what brought this up for you. Was it a thought? Was it a choice? What is somebody else's thoughts or choices, right? Or something that happened in the world, watching the news? Take a moment to acknowledge what brought this up for you. Take positive action to shift back to happiness or being positive. But I don't think that means that you ignore and repress. This is a shadow read. You can't heal it if you won't acknowledge it, right? Course in Miracles says God will not heal, cannot heal what we will not acknowledge, right? We have to, that's the part of surrender of this. So for a positive outlook, that's pretty good, right? That there is a mental through line here so far. So think about it. Let's get you a spirit animal or a totem with the Divine Animals Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. I love working with the animal pantheon big time. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. It feels so good. Animal Pantheon override. Totemic Pantheon override. A place for everything. And everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. Beloved totemic and spirit animal pantheons of the divine, who walks with, who swims with, who flies with, who crawls with the Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their cross watchers, giving them the support, the guidance, the grace, and the oracle message to help them alchemize the Samaritain with meditation, the moon, and a positive outlook for this timeless shadow read. Ooh, right on the money. Sacred ibis, knowledge, right? Yeah, learning. Knowledge is another one. So yeah, this is Thoth. This is Hermes, Mercury, Legwathoth, right? It is definitely an Egyptian flair to it, the ibis. You usually see there, card number 22. So I'm just going to read you a little bit of this. Keyword, learning. The getting of wisdom takes time, so be patient with your learning and delve deeper. Continual learning is a keystone to growth. You will succeed in your exams or study. While everyone has a source of wisdom within them, not everyone chooses to exercise it. And that's the thing, it's within you. So hence that meditation. So it would make sense things would be cloudy and mysterious on the outside because the divine's guiding you into your own database of ancient and probably contemporary wisdom as well. Do it with full, if you cast magic, hello my witches and magical people, if you cast magic, do it with full knowledge of the consequences. Wisdom. Wisdom. So this makes sense. So there's a lesson to be learned every day. There is a lesson to be learned, and often several times a day. So this is not a bad read. Well, it's a shadow read. It's tricky. It's challenging. That's why I only do one series of them every now and again. So, but this is definitely on that mental vibe. So whatever it is that you are learning, to say, okay, here's my code words. Learning curve. If you say that to yourself, like even silently, your nervous system will relax a little bit, right? And makes all of this go a bit smoother. Our last card down, can you believe it? We got there already. Macon Healing Mantra, now I will say, with the element of air that we have somewhat predominant here, you can really say, okay, I'm going to pay attention to what it is and who it is that I want to ignore here. I would prefer to ignore so that I can give help in a situation without any need for recognition in the process. And that can be done through powerful prayer, meditation, spell work, blessings, all that. Let's do this. The Ascended Masters, let's ask them. Please take a nice deep breath. Ascended Masters override. A place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. Beloved Ascended Masters, what is the perfect and precise healing mantra to assist the Aries Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their cross-watchers to alchemize the Samaritain, the 8th, 7 of Blades, meditation, heart, third eye crown, moon, solar plexus, sacrum, and root, removing obstacles with Ganesh with a positive outlook, and calling and working with the sacred ibis to help them get the knowledge that they need and to go deeper for this timeless read. Integrating the ego. Everything is for me, not against me. All right, let's unpack this briefly before I read from the bookie book. So this is something that my guides taught me a bunch of years ago. So I want you to imagine on this side, this is my ego. Fear, lack, limitation, shadow, right? And on this side is the soul, right? It is love, it is immortal. You don't die, it's all about, right? The personality is in between the two. And this is what is meant by turning the other cheek. You have a choice as to which voices you want to pay attention to. And as you shift more and more from the point of view of the soul, you get that everything does happen for us. And again, Course in Miracles is coming up a lot for you all. It says point blank, everything is happening for you, not to you. That doesn't mean you have to like it, right? That doesn't mean you have to pretend, oh, this hardship is wonderful. But there's always a gift in it. There's always a lesson there. And so for your learning, this seems to be right on the money with what we've got here on the table. So integrating the ego. Everything is for me, not against me. Now, honestly, I've rocked back and forth going, everything is for me, not against me. And you get there. When your ego is integrated, There are no problems to fix or questions to answer. There are just the aligned responses of the soul's reality, acknowledging life as fertile ground where greater expansion is revealed. And that's, so if you look at the lead like an insulator, it contracts, right? The gold is a conductor, so you expand, right? This is wonderful. As you integrate your ego, every moment can be seen to be conspiring for your highest evolution instead of plotting against you, because from the soul's point of view, everything is here to help us evolve. Take reincarnation into consideration for a moment, right? It's like, do you want to do this one for another life? You can. We love you unconditionally, baby. You got this. But if you want, you can really cross some T's and dot some I's here. This mantra is ideal for overcoming victimhood, becoming more grateful, and becoming more forgiving, particularly of yourself. Wow, this is a very Course in Miracles kind of read. So, if you're new, all of my endings here on the Tube of You end with what we call a blessed summation. It's a combination of a blessing and summation. So we'll get that one done. I never know what's going to come out of my mouth for these, but then if you want to hang around and hear about other cool stuff, we'll do that. Maybe I'll even pop up a picture of the kitten. Please take a nice deep breath, because he's beautiful. Still point. Let us end as we began. Pantheonic override. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine, on behalf of the Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their cross-watchers watching this video and drawn to this reading, may they be blessed with all that they need to alchemize their shadow to light, their lead to gold, their pain to peace, shifting from toxicity to health and fear to love by integrating the ego, because everything is for them, not against them, and that they may receive the learning of how to do that, because nobody knows how to do it until they take a shot at it, and then they learn how to do it. Cultivating a more positive outlook, calling in the power of Lord Ganesh to remove the obstacles, gently moving them from there to there, because things might be murky and cloudy and mysterious, and maybe they're just picking up stuff, and if they've got empathic qualities, they might be picking up other people's negativity through the lower three chakras and then shooting up. So the meditation, their free will to do so, to watch those thoughts go by, just like scanning through the radio. I guess you do this now. So that they can alchemize the Samaritain archetype, refining their capacity to help those they would prefer to ignore, and maybe even some things within themselves, because we all have those things that we would prefer to ignore. May they be blessed with all that they need to heal, to grow, to learn, to evolve, for happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser lives, in happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser ways, for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world through the shadow work and healing available to them, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So let it be. And so it is. It was good. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. And definitely that through line of the mental aspect of this. Aries is ruled, you know, that what is it? Aries is up here in the head. Each sign has a place in the body and all of that. So if you found it helpful, please hit the like button. It helps other Aries and cross watchers find it. If you want more of me here on YouTube, please subscribe. I will be putting out more kitten videos and pictures as we go. He's only been here like 3 days. And if you want the deeper dive, more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more mal, come Patreon on Patreon. They're getting a lot of advanced content. Oh, they knew the kitten was coming before everybody else. Even the free followers, you can follow us for free. I love that. And I put out content specifically for the free followers. The subscribers get them anyway. The subscribers get the daily check-ins. They get the extended readings, the part 2s to the part 1s, as well as the significant discount. You can 7-day free trial us as a seeker or human, $3, $5. Jump out the last day if you like, but if you want the discount, you got to stay for the month and book me within the month, because that's just fair. And I love it. You can shop on the store regardless of whether you are a subscriber or not. We got audios and videos that now have about 2-minute free previews, so you can dip a toe before you purchase if you wanna. My ebooks are there, and I love it, and I highly recommend being a creator on Patreon. But click the link, check the menu, and if you want, come Patreon on Patreon, because I'm the Archangel of Lions, Mark Angelo Lions. But you can call me Mal. And if you want to buy a book me for a private session. I'm now doing readings at the Magic Moon in Saratoga Springs on Fila Street. If you are local, you can contact them directly. However, if you would like a private session with me eventually, I will be seeing clients here at the house. We're still setting things up. Let's let the kitten get settled in. But the majority of the work that I am doing with client spiritual counseling as well as readings, I am doing in Zoom recordings. So I send the client the Zoom link. They come into the conversation. We record the whole thing. The cards hit the table. We do everything we got to do, spiritual counseling and or reading. Sometimes we do a half and half, right? And then I send them a link so they can download the video. Then they tell me they downloaded it and I delete it. So total confidentiality is really important to me. I've been doing this since I'm 12 years old. I'm 55. Yeah, I know. I don't look at things. So there's a video that I made called Booking Private Sessions with Mel, which explains all of that, but I made that video before I moved here, so everything has changed. A new one will come eventually. But my mom loves that one. It makes her laugh. It cracks me up. So it will stay up on YouTube for that purpose, but a new one is on the way. Hopefully this year. There's a lot going on. And certainly the most important thing that I say in that video, and I will say it over and over again, I've never turned anybody away because of lack of finances. Where there's a witch, there's a way. I'm a witch, so there is a way, and we always work it out. So it's a fun video. Go check it out, and if there's another one, I'm sure it's somewhere on my channel. And if you want to see, bam, there is Sammy, my Samuel, my Sabby, my Sebastian came back to me. He reincarnated. He's so cute. I love him so much, but you know, bear with me because there's a lot going on here at the house. And if you want more info, definitely follow me on Facebook because I'm posting all sorts of stuff there, but usually the patrons see it first. That being said, an honor. A pleasure, considering it's a shadow read, to serve and help. And remember, as one of us does this work, we shift to a more golden, loving, true love timeline, and we take the ones we love with us unless they really don't wanna, because that's free will, and I've never tried to make an Aries do anything they didn't want to do. So, you know, so who's it you're trying to ignore? Find out, go within, do some meditation, and find that positive outlook. And I guess the most important thing that I can say at this point is thank you so much for watching. I believe in you. You can do this. We are all in this together, and reach out if you need help. If not to me, then to someone. Otherwise, wishing you all the very, very best and the very, very blessed of all of this with this shadow work. Hang in there. You got this. Heal, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.